Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and we are not in New Zealand anymore. And if you can hear some random growling in the background, that's my dog. He really wants to play right now. But he's had a big day, I've had a big day, so it's sit and do video time, buddy. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it has been a while, and the reason for that is basically just that everything's been completely crazy. That's probably the best way to summarize it. And there's a few different stories to tell there. So I'm going to probably do this over a couple of videos, but I might actually just like sit here and record it all now. So let's start with like a general overview of how we got here, and then I'll do the crazy story of what happened the day that we were meant to leave. So, general overview of how we got here. I am currently in my third trimester, which is also partly why I'm just wearing pajamas, because that's what you do third trimester. You get home and you just put on your pajamas. Thank you, buddy. So, yeah, the baby is babying, so we definitely got a belly coming through there, hence the like stretchy pants. That is my life now. Really, Bailey. Third trimester. And we left New Zealand about 2 weeks ago. This little guy is adjusting very well. As you can tell, he's having a great time. Yes, you are. So up to when we were moving, I had really wanted to do some different videos, but it was just a lot. Like it was a lot, and I knew that it would be a lot. But yeah, the whole reality of selling the house, selling everything in the house, figuring out how to get everything that we did want to take with us into like 6 suitcases, all of that. Like, we went to sell our house not a month before we left. We went to sell our house 4 months before we left, right? And we did have a few people ask, like, okay, so what happens if your house sells like really fast? What are you going to do then? Like, you're screwed. And I'm like, no, we're not. Like, we're going to be packing our stuff up into suitcases anyway. It's fine for us to then, like, I don't know, stay at my sister's for a month or be in an Airbnb for a month. Like, that's all good, right? That's totally fine. Yeah, it ended up taking basically the full 4 months. And what was really frustrating was that we had someone who was a first home buyer come in, and we just dropped the price for the third time on the property. Like, we were being very realistic, right? We were like, we really do want to sell before we go. So price kind of fixes everything. We dropped it quite low. They put in an offer that was even lower than that. And we were like, you know what? Let's go for it. That's totally fine. They wouldn't budge on like any of the conditions. So we were like, okay. So we were stuck there waiting for 2 full weeks for them to do their due diligence. And they got a builder in to do an inspection like quite early on in that, and then kept sending all of these follow-up questions, but didn't really come back with any issues. So we were like, okay, all right. And then on the Friday that it was meant to be, like, them make a decision, are they happy to buy it or not? They came back to us with less than 4 hours before the end of the day saying, oh, all of these issues have been identified, and so here's the cost to fix them. So we want, it was like the asking price we had, the money that they'd taken off, it was then double that again, off the price, with 4 hours notice. And based on the wording of some of the questions that they'd asked in the few weeks prior, I was like, you've had this building report, like basically since the day that it was done, which was at the beginning of those 2 weeks. And I read the builder's report because I'm not an idiot. And it was like, literally the wording was like, this may be an issue in the future that you might want to remedy. And they'd taken that and gone, that is an issue that must be fixed. So we want this much money off to do that. And so they completely like misinterpreted the builder's report. And what was really rude was that they didn't send the builder's report through. They just told our real estate agents, oh, these problems exist, so we're not buying the property. But they didn't get back to us until like 9 o'clock that night. And then I actually, because they then had to send us the builder's report, I got hold of it and I told our real estate agent, because if there is an issue, like an actual issue, they need to disclose that. So it puts them in a really awkward spot. And so I said to him, I was like, dude, there's nothing that you need to disclose. Here's the actual full wording of it. And he was like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, this guy was fully lying to me. I'm like, yeah, totally lying. So that was like really horrible. But our real estate agents went to work, and by 9 a.m. the next day, we had a new offer in for more money, and that one ended up going through. And that what's the word? It didn't settle. Settling is when we get the money, which is still to come. But them saying, yes, we're happy to go ahead and buy it, that was like 2 days before we were meant to leave. But the thing is, like, we knew that there was going to be so much on. We wanted to give ourselves as much time as possible to do all of this. But yeah, the 4 months that we'd left for the place to sell just like completely ran out. So anyway, we are going to get paid for that soon. But it had just that, and then me still working full time up until like 5 days before we left. Bailey ended up breaking a tooth, so he had to go in and get stuff done for that. It's just been kind of manic. And I think also, like, personally, it's been a lot to work through. Like, it's been a big deal for us to be leaving New Zealand and to be leaving all of our friends and going into a lot of uncertainty and like choosing to do that actively. It's a lot to grasp. So that was us leaving. I will tell you the story of what happened. We ended up leaving 4 days later than we were meant to. So anyway, we got here, and okay. Third trimester hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I have never been like the most athletic person, but I've always been good at persevering, even, what I don't have in like the athleticism or the fitness, I kind of make up for in perseverance. But this whole pregnancy thing is testing me. It really, really is that like your body gives everything to the baby first, and then you get whatever is left over. So I've started to feel a bit better in the last couple of days, but it took like 5-6 days of being here for me to start to feel a little bit more normal. The jet lag, way, way worse when you're, I don't want to say like heavily pregnant, but I am technically third trimester. So yeah, when you're like decently pregnant, it hits you like a ton of bricks. The other thing that's been really tough is that we are in an attic apartment. And so in Germany, you have the ground floor, which is level 0. So that's Erdgeschoss. That's oh my gosh. I can't even, I promise I can do some German. Anyway, I'm just going to do it in English because I can do that language, I think. We have level 0, and then we have 1, and then we have 2, and then we have 3, and then we have attic. And I kid you not, these floors, this one's a little bit smaller, but all the other ones, oh my God, looking at them, these are like 4-meter ceilings. Like, they are tall. And so it almost kind of feels like you're doing like double levels. So even though it's like 4 lots of stairs up, honestly feels like it's 8. Like, it really, really does. And so when you're quite pregnant, it's really tough. And then also, I'm in the like living room area of our Airbnb. The bedroom is up another flight of stairs that's on an angle like this. Like they're kind of death stairs a little bit. It's a little bit scary. So just existing, just doing everyday life right now is really, really draining. It's very draining. Again, baby is doing great, which is great. Like, baby has been totally fine in terms of like very normal like movements, and when the baby's been like awake and asleep and all of that, like that seems like it's totally fine. Definitely feeling more and more movement and more of me not being able to sit like this because I just get jabbed in the freaking ribs, and so I'm having to sit up straighter because I'm like, oh, that's uncomfortable. So yeah, baby's doing great. Baby's doing really, really great, which is awesome. So that's where we're at right now. I will do another video very soon about why it is that we ended up leaving 4 days late and why that was so horrible. And then also do a bit of an update on like how we're finding life in Germany so far as a New Zealander and as an Australian who have previously lived in other places, but not here. So I'm going to go now and make my dinner and play with this dog because somehow, even after hanging out with me like all day, he is still full of beans. I don't know where he got all these beans from, but he is full of them. So anyway, take care, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. Hoping to get back to doing things more regularly, but who knows what the future holds. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.